What's going on, vinyl community? Welcome to another video with the Record Spinner. In today's video, I'm going to be doing an unboxing of the Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon 50th anniversary box set. It is crazy to think that it has been 50 years since Dark Side of the Moon first came out, and honestly, what can be said about the album that hasn't been said already? It is by far probably the most timeless album ever released in music history, one that still holds its relevancy and its poignancy in modern times. It tackles all of the ideas and concepts that us humans encounter, whether it be about life, time, mortality, money, death, insanity. All of these concepts on a 12-inch vinyl platter that is just a beautiful thing to behold in terms of the music that's on it, the artwork that accompanies it, and everything else in between. So, of course, given that 50 years is quite the landmark anniversary to celebrate, the powers that be have given us a new box set. And of course, Pink Floyd are notorious for their box sets, so of course, they would have a crack at repackaging Dark Side, because let's face it, somebody will buy it, and that somebody just happens to be myself. Now, for as many times as Dark Side of the Moon has been reissued and remastered and repackaged, is this the definitive re-release of Dark Side? I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video. But anyways, let's dig into the unboxing. It is literally still in the manufacturer's box. Here you can see it even has the title, the catalog number. It says Fragile. It must mean Italian. Hope you guys got that reference. But let's dig right into this, shall we? I am quite excited to see what this thing looks like. Alright. Box opens up, and we have a box within a box. So we'll get this sucker out of the way, and let's see what this box in a box in a box looks like. And good lord, oh Jesus, this is bigger than I expected. Oh my gosh, check this out. Oh boy, I really do hope that this fits on my record cubes. Jesus. Okay, so here is the front of the box. I am so sorry for the glare. Once I take the shrink wrap off, I'll do a better, close look. But here is the hype sticker, and I'm going to read it off for you. Says, Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon, 50 years. Deluxe box includes CD and LP of remastered original album, CD and LP of The Dark Side of the Moon live at Wembley 1974, Blu-ray of the original album 5.1 and high-resolution remastered stereo mixes, Blu-ray of Atmos and high-resolution remastered stereo mixes, DVD of 5.1 and remastered stereo mixes, 160-page hardback photo book, music book of original album, replicas of 2 7-inch singles, and memorabilia. So I'm going to take the shrink off, and that way you guys can also see the spec sheet that's on the back. I'm not going to show it with the shrink on just because you guys don't want that glare on there. You want to see it in all its crisp glory. Here, let's get a little knife there, and we are in. Jesus, I am still shocked by how big this is. I thought maybe it would be a little bit more compact in size, but I was going to say, it makes the early years box set look rather tame in retrospect in terms of the size. Jesus. Alright, and we are in. So, okay. Oh, so the back of the sheet actually comes off. So, here, I'll actually show that to you right now. So, there are all the contents of the box, and it kind of gives you a layout of how you go about disassembling the set. So, let's see, original album UK release date, March 73, and then it has literally everything all kind of mapped out right there in terms of what's featured in the set. So, we'll put that off to the side, and right off the bat, you see the pyramid right in the middle. Nice opaque black. The box itself has a nice sort of canvas feel to it. And obviously, as you can see, there's like no markers or indicators as to, what the set is. Given that this thing is so big, you can probably already tell what it is just by looking at it on your shelf. So Let's see. So here is the lid, which lifts off just like this. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, I see. So it looks like the packaging is part of the inside of the lid, which kind of holds everything together. That is interesting. Okay. Oh, I see. Interesting. So those little indentations inside the lid hold the hardbound book, which is actually separate. Oh my god. So you mean to say that there's a box within the box set of the box inside? Alright, there's a lot of boxes. So anyways, here is the hardbound book, and here, I'll do a little flip through of it. I'll try to capture everything here. Dark Side of the Moon, 50th anniversary. Wow, this is interesting. I'm curious as to what entails with this. Oh, of course, we have those usual band photographs that we've seen many times. Let's see. I'm curious myself. Looks like we have a lot of press clippings. We also have a little itinerary as to where the band was performing around the period of 72 to 75, which were the years that they performed Dark Side of the Moon live. There's a cool backstage shot of them, which we've definitely seen. So this is more or less basically almost like an elaborate photo book. Interesting. Some of these pictures I definitely have seen before, and some of them I've not seen before. A lot of these, I can tell you right now, some of these pictures I've definitely seen in the booklets featured in the immersion box sets, which I'm going to talk about that later on at the end of the video. So if you want to hear about my thoughts on all these re-releases and box sets, then you'll have to, watch till the very end. So here, I think a lot of these pictures here, a lot of these backstage candid shots were taken from the 1974 British tour, as you can see there. And like I said, a good portion of it is a lot of stuff that I have seen before and a lot of stuff that I haven't seen. Just a lot of, extra candid shots. So this is actually quite interesting to see. Pictures of Rick and Nick. I was going to say, I don't know which other unboxing you'll see of this box set that does a page-by-page flip through. Alright, and here we have the giant circular screen where they did the projection films. There's the band there. There's David Gilmour with Storm Thorgerson, designer of the album sleeve. Wow, these... Yeah, I can definitely point out which ones I definitely have not seen before. And so far, this book does have a good portion that I haven't seen. Cool shots of David and Roger. And then it looks like, that looks to be like a photo taken from the soundboard almost. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's cool. Check that out. So this looks like one of the backup vocalists is flipping through the original tour program that was sold at the time. And I actually do have one of those programs in my father's collection. Then we have a wide shot of the stage there. And that's a cool little cast of characters shot there of band and crew together. It's pretty nice. And then we get into, I believe, is the live portion. So we have all shots taken of the band performing. Got some pyrotechnics going on there. I'm gonna guess that's from careful with that X, Eugene. That's a cool audience shot there in black and white. Are we going to get into color territory, or is this all black and white? I think it is all black and white. I was going to say, I think a good portion of this unboxing is going to be the flip through of the book. As you can see there. Cool shot of Gilmour and the legendary Strat. And there you can see some of the projection films that they had going on behind them. And of course there's one of all the clocks for time. There's the background vocalists. Same ones that also sang on the Wish You Were Here album. Cool shots of David and Rick. Cool close-up shot of Roger there. It's an interesting, looks to be a balcony shot. That's pretty wild. Dave playing the lap steel guitar. Here, I'll try to speed this up. Ah, there's that great shot of the mirror ball behind, in front of the circular screen. That's a beautiful shot. That's a shame too, because that's a color photo. I don't know why it's in black and white, because you see just how it just all shines out. And then next page. And then we have Dick Perry on saxophone. Came out for a couple of tunes. Just going with his Guinness shirt. Roger. It's a cool little shot of Nick there, just looking right at the camera. Beautiful book altogether. So, I mean, I gotta say, like, the quality of the print is nice, has like a nice matte finish to it, and like even like the smell of just the pages, it has like an authentic smell. It's hard to describe. I love that shot of the audience doing the little prism things. Like, that's so cool. And that's the aftermath once the show is done. Then we move on to the next portion, and this looks to be band hanging out at the pub. Now, these photos I have not seen before. Some of them, now I take it back. Now I see pictures I've seen. But for the most part, these are pretty cool. There's Rick and David. Got the band hanging out. There's Roger going for a little game of golf. Onion bagger. Rocking the short shorts, these guys back then. Yeah, these are some awesome shots. Getting to the tail end, guys, then we will proceed further. Okay, so now we have some color. So then we have, these are the infamous solid blue prism labels for one of the early pressings of Dark Side of the Moon that have proved to be quite valuable, actually, those variations. And then here we have some rough outlines of the album artwork with the prism and the light shining through, reflecting the colors of the rainbow. So there you can see idea versus the outcome. And then we have the original kind of mock-up of the gatefold jacket with the heartbeat and all the credits and lyrics pasted. And there you have the final look there. Then we get to the posters. We have the original one of the prisms. And, oh, what do we have here? So this is all of the image credits. So this serves as like a little index that you can kind of reference. So just by looking, some of the photos here have been taken from a span of 71 to around 72, backstage at the Brighton Dome, which were some of the early shots. And then the rest is all like stuff from 75, looks to be the American tour from 75, as well as the British tour from 74. And that's all there. And then we wrap up with some other images that we've seen many times before. and there's the original 72 tour poster. And there we go. Oh, and there's like a little ribbon to kind of hold it all in place. So, nice hardbound book overall. Something that you can flip through and look at. And now we have the other box, which has the gold prism here, and this comes up just like a liftoff lid. Alright, and what we have here is this little sort of album-size little wallet type deal. Oh, I see. Okay, so it opens up and we have the discs. So let's see, where do we begin? So here is the 2023 remaster of the original album. Now this new remaster is the only place where you can get it within the set, because the only other remaster that is out there that has been widely available is the 2011 remaster, and that was released in the Discovery box set, the Experience Edition, the Immersion box set, and then in 2016, when EMI folded, Sony Legacy put it out again under the Pink Floyd Records label, but it's just a repackaging with different artwork. It's still the same remaster. So this new remaster is this box set is the only place where you can get it. And here is the back. Opens up. We have the Heartbeat gatefold, and oh wow, we actually have a little booklet. Now this right here, so obviously this is the original artwork, but then this version that you see here, this up-to-date rendition, is from the 20th anniversary from '93. And basically this, just by looking at it, is the same booklet that we get with the 2016 Pink Floyd Records version, except it looks to me that the text font is different, so they distinguish it a little bit. They've used the same like colored graphics lifted from the 20th anniversary version, and they just kind of redid it and made it look different a little bit. So still kind of reusing some elements here and there. And then here is the surface of the disc, and this is, like I said, once again, this is taken exactly how the 2016 version looks. So that's that. And then we move on to the part of the box that I personally am excited about. And that is Dark Side of the Moon, live at Wembley, London, 1974. This was first released as the second disc of the Experience Edition from 2011. Also was a part of the Immersion box set. But outside of this set, the only standalone releases that we're getting consists of the Wembley material. So that finally is getting a standalone release. Obviously, it's released as part of the box, but we're also getting it, outside for those that don't want the box. They can get the live stuff. So that's great. And as you can see, we have the original kind of rough sketch of the album artwork. Same with the gatefold wallet there. Oh, this is cool. And then on the front cover, we have the tour program from the time, and I take it that this booklet is exactly how it looks when you buy it separately. Let's see. Oh, so actually, let me clarify something. Original 73, 2023 line drawn artwork. So does this look to be kind of new? There's some new elements here. Anyways, so we have some live shots here featured in the book. And then here we have an early Gerald Scarfe cartoon of the band, along with a still from the Time animation. Oh, that's another cool shot of the audience doing the the pyramids. I love those shots. Oh, nice. Having a little bit of color photography. And that is the book. And then the back, look, there you can see where the fans learned to do that from the back of the program. So that's cool. And the CD looks like this. Very cool. Now let's move on to the other discs in here. So first we have the DVD. And also a little interesting note too, before I go into the contents, the DVDs and the Blu-rays have their own little pockets, but yet the CDs don't. Don't know why that is. But anyways, on this, on the DVD, we have the 5.1 surround sound mix in Dolby Digital 448 and 640. And then we have the stereo mix and LPCM uncompressed. And that 5.1 mix is the one that was done back in 2003 for SACD, so they put it back out on this. And I'll take the disc out of the wallet. And there's the disc there. Put it back in, just to ensure extra protection. And moving on with the Blu-ray, which is more or less the same exact thing that we get on the DVD. We have the 5.1 mix, stereo mix, in both. That's 24.96 as well as 24.192 for the stereo, and then we have the 5.1 and stereo mix and DTS high def. So for all you geeky audiophiles, you can decipher the differences between all those. Here's the disc for that. And now on to the exclusive piece in this set. Given that the surround sound mix has been made available elsewhere, we have the Dolby Atmos mix, which has been freshly done for this set, and this is the only place where you can get it. It's a shame I don't have an Atmos setup, and I feel like now with all these albums getting the Atmos treatment, I should get on board. I mean, hell, I even have Apple Music, and they have an Atmos option on there. So that is what is in this little wallet card thingamajig. And inside here, what's this? What do we have? So we have the 7-inch singles. So this opens up, and we have the 7 inches displayed like that. And let's take out the first one. So the first one here is Money, backed with Any Color You Like. And also, I do have to say, I love how they are using the Harvest labels on here, because any Pink Floyd album that came out on the Harvest imprint back then, when they got reissued in recent years, they used like a different label. I don't know why that is, but it's nice to see that that old school Harvest label there. And this is pressed on very nice, like almost heavyweight 7-inch vinyl. I don't know about me, but like 7-inch vinyl just tends to be a little on the flimsy side, even like newer 7 inches that are made now, but these are nice and sturdy. And I can tell you right now, I'll try to show it on camera without it being too distracting. I should say with the next 7 inches, Time and Us and Them. And these, I'll see if you can catch the dead wax. Sorry if you see my reflection. There you go. Now you can see it. You see a BG there. That means it was mastered by Bernie Grundman. And these etchings here, you see that little numerical stamp? That means that this was done at Record Industry, which is the plant in the Netherlands that has been doing all of the Pink Floyd reissues of recent years. So that's pretty cool. So that opens up like that. And next up, we have, this looks to be the Dark Side of the Moon songbook. So I believe this is exactly how it would have came out back in the day. If you went to your local music store, you could play along to Dark Side of the Moon if you were a budding musician. So we have some band photographs here. Oh, that's a cool shot of the mirror ball that would come up and shine around the arena. And then here we have Peter Watts, road manager, interviewed by Frank Torker. So we've got an interview with Peter Watts that you can not listen to, but read. All right, and just as you would expect, tons of sheet music that you can learn your way through Dark Side of the Moon. So you basically get the gist there. But here I'll show you the all the images that appear at the end of the book. And there's Roger Waters. He's most likely singing Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun, since he has the cigarette in one hand and he's like grabbing onto the mic. And we end with some pyramids, and that is the book. Nice and glossy too, and the print quality is quite nice too. I was gonna say, I am a piano player, so now I'll have to learn this stuff. Oh, I even see. They include like all the little spoken word segments in here. That's pretty fun. Oh, little interesting bit there. And next up we have, oh, I see. So this little pocket holds the songbook, as well as this thing here, which is the this looks to be, oh my gosh, this looks to be the invite for the original album listening party, which was held at a planetarium back in the day. So we have a pyramid here, opens up. Whoops. Here, I'm just going to take that out and then I'll show you it later. So we have the track list and the credits for the album. Photos of pyramids. We have a little brief write-up on the band from basically from when they started up until the present day when this album came out. Band catalog, as well as a live shot. And then here is the invite for the album listening party at the London Planetarium, which is pretty cool. So that all goes in this little pocket. There's all kinds of compartments and such to this release. My goodness. Alrighty, so moving onward. Wait, oh no, don't tell me. Oh, don't tell me. We have another box. So we have boxes within boxes within boxes. Oh my gosh. So I can tell you right now, this is the last box in this box set. And then this is the bottom. And you have these little indentations here that hold it all in place. Okay. We're now on to the vinyl. So this comes in a gold box, which is pretty nice. You have the prism here. Lift off lid. And now we work our way through the goodies. So, of course, it's not a Dark Side of the Moon box set without a vinyl copy of Dark Side of the Moon. And I can tell you right now, the jacket has a nice soft touch quality to it. It's nice and deluxe, but you definitely want to have clean fingers when you handle these kind of jackets. I feel like I should be wearing gloves while handling this just because it's so soft and deluxe. So there's the gatefold there, and I suspect we'll be getting the usual things in here that we come to expect in terms of packaging. We, of course, have these stickers here, and next we have the posters. Band poster here, and then we have the one of the pyramids. Just looks like that. So I'll put it back in the first pocket here. If I can get them to go back in correctly, that is. Then we get onto the vinyl. Polyline sleeve, very nice touch. And here is the vinyl. Nice heavyweight 180 gram vinyl. And of course, this box set, like I said with the CD version of the new remaster, the vinyl pressing is the only place where you can get it, is within the box set. And this is distinguished. This is not a repress of the 2016 Bernie Grundman cut, because he does indicate there's a little etching. I'll see if you guys can catch it with the ring light. It says 50th, so that goes to tell that this is indeed a fresh cut of a new master. And of course, master by Bernie, pressed at Record Industry along with the 7 inches, so this looks overall very solid. And then moving on with the last component of the set, and that is, of course, Live at Wembley. Now, here is the interesting thing with the Live at Wembley. So the full uncut live rendition of Dark Side appears on CD. But for the purposes of vinyl, to make it all fit onto one LP, it's edited down a little bit. They kind of shortened up some of the, I guess, lengthy instrumental sections. So that is what we have here. So if you're buying the Wembley vinyl, you're getting a little small truncated version. And as you can see, the artwork for the Wembley show is just the same as the CD. Get the kind of rough outline look. And I take it the booklet that we have... Oh, wait a sec. Oh, I see. See, I thought there was going to be a booklet similar to the CD, but no, that is not the case. We have 2 posters. Oh, there we go. So here we have a tour poster for the British tour of 74, but it is Gerald Scarf's illustrations of the band, which is pretty wild. And then here we have the screen still from the Time animation. So that's cool. So we have 2 posters in there for that. And then we get to the vinyl itself. And here is the label for that. But yeah, I can definitely tell while looking at this that it's definitely truncated, because like any color you like runs about like 8 minutes in length on like the regular uncut version, and they probably modified a few other things here and there. So I don't know, gets you the album live from the time frame. So that's that. And let me just make sure there's no little hidden compartments or Easter eggs where you can get a piece of the pyramids inside. Yeah, that's just about it. I was joking about that last part. So that's the box set. Now, is this the definitive version of Dark Side of the Moon to own? If this was to be the end-all, be-all, repackaged version of Dark Side, is it the best, and will we be pleased? The answer is no. So I will say right now, in terms of, I mean, the presentation is impressive. And look, Pink Floyd box sets tend to be extravagant, and they've always tend to be huge in size and include little trinkets, memorabilia. This box has it all in spades, and the Hardbound book is a beautiful thing to behold. The replication of the music book, the little album listening invite, and the vinyl, the CDs, the 7 inches, everything is beautiful. It's nicely put together, but you know, boxes within boxes within boxes. But in terms of the content, you're only getting the remastered album and the live show from Wembley of just Dark Side and you know, from start to finish, and then the surround sound mix and this and that. And that's it. There's no visual material, which is what you got in the Immersion box set, because you had all the screen films. You also got a little documentary that came out around the time of the 30th anniversary when the SACD came out. In terms of audio, you also had the quad mix, which came out back in the day, and that's not featured here. So there's some uneven parts, along with supplementary material. Now, on the Immersion set, you got an early rough mix of Dark Side from 72 that was done by Alan Parsons. You also got some demos. You also got some of the Household Objects recordings, some live cuts from the Brighton Dome from 72, and other, like, Roger Waters demos. Like, you got extra material. And here's the thing. When that box set came out in 2011... that was when EMI was active. Then EMI folded in 2016, and we've been getting, you know, the various repackages of the remasters and all these other box sets. I would have been very accepting if they would have just went ahead and took all the contents from the Immersion set and just put it back out, just so, you know, under a new licensing deal, it's made available again. Because let's face it, the Immersion set is indeed out of print, and you're not able to get your hands on it quite easily. So if one is to find a Dark Side of the Moon box set, it's going to be this one. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of substance in terms of the audio as well as visual content. I mean, if you like ephemera, this is it. But, you know, I sound like I'm complaining, but let's face it, Pink Floyd, and this is something that I think a lot of people tend to forget about. For as much as I love Kiss, Pink Floyd comes number 2 for me. And I will say, when I saw this box set announced, while I thought to myself, there's a lot of things missing, I still got excited, because it's Dark Side of the Moon, and there's another box set, and I can gladly dig my way in and devour the contents of this set in terms of like the booklets and the ephemera, and just simply listen to one of the greatest albums of all time. But also, one last thing I'm going to say about the Wembley vinyl. The whole show exists because you have the first set, which had Shine On You Crazy Diamond, Raving and Drooling and You Gotta Be Crazy. Those recordings were released on the Wish You Were Here immersion box set. Then you have Dark Side Live, and then you had an encore of Echoes. Now that was on the earlier set. I would kill for a 3 LP Live at Wembley 74 complete release. That right there is the missing Pink Floyd live album from the 70s. That they are one band that, with the exception of Ummagumma, and of course you get like Delicate Sound of Thunder and Pulse, but in terms of like the 70s, there's nothing. And that would have been a solid contender of a live album by the Floyd from back then. And who's to say in roughly 2 years' time we're going to be getting a Wish You Were Here 50th anniversary box set and probably just get the remastered album, Live at Wembley, that first set of recordings, along with the 5.1, the Atmos, and booklets and trinkets and everything else. There's no marbles or scarves in this set. If you have the immersion sets, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But needless to say, I have 2 LPs to play, I have some CDs to listen to, and a lot of books and things to listen my way through, as well as the 7 inches. But needless to say, presentation-wise, it's impressive. Just kind of wish, there was a little bit more to be desired when it came to the actual meats and potatoes of the set. But, hey, happy 50th, Dark Side. There you guys go. That is my unboxing of the Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon 50th anniversary box set. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead, give it a like, and subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next video, and most importantly, keep the records spinning.